A couple years down the road, you slam shut the front door to the Velveeta room. It's after your Saturday shows, end of the weekend, right?
Right.
You're about to go home.
What were the shows?
The shows, it was you did four shows for this trio of comedians. It's three it's a guy who has three heads on one body.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called the Darling Brothers.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened was they were it was they were born, it was a two-headed child, and the third one like had such a hard time adjusting that they just put his head on their body.
That's madness.
Yeah, they talk about it, they have like an interesting story, the Darling Brothers. um
The
from left
Darling
to if
Brothers.
you're looking at that from left to right, it is Donovan Darling, and then there's uh Kyler Darling in the middle.
Tyler.
Yeah. And then they're Donovan and Kyler are the two that were born together, right? And but
Okay.
the one on the far right hand side, Je Jeffrey Darling. Jeffrey Darling was the one that was transplanted. But he was also like, I don't know, 5 years old when they were babies. So he looks like a little bit older.
Oh
But
geez.
obviously like nobody's gonna say anything to him.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, what's your deal?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna say anything.
Man, poor guy.
Yeah, and he looks like he doesn't look well.
How could he be? He was grafted onto a pair of Siamese twins.
Yeah. So, he doesn't do a lot of punchlines. He drinks a lot and they make fun of him.
Oh man.
But and that's like a lot of the show.
Is them just bragging on him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You know. It's it does well. They
Oh
sell out
yeah.
four shows. They sell out the whole
Jeez.
weekend. $20 a pop. You you have a drink special that weekend. You call it the triple header. And it's just like it's a shot of Jose Cuervo, Jack Daniels, and Jim Beam. That's all it is. I'm sure it's named something else. What is it, Three Wise Men or whatever? It's the same thing, but you're just calling it the triple header in honor of the
What do
the
they
the
think of that?
Darling brothers. Um, yeah, you get the impression that they're not a fan.
Oh,
You know,
Pat. Why would I do that?
you thought it would be a fun promotion for the weekend, and it works. It's $10.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And let's just say the Valve gets a little rowdy.
Oh no. So everybody was drinking the insensitively named drink and now they're gonna ruin the show. Holy shit. Oh no. What have I done?
Jeff, the one that was grafted on, he he's like, hey, let me get a triple header. He's just drinking hard.
Sure, he doesn't.
And
Yeah.
then the other two are like, come on, Jeff. And he's like, aren't you guys gonna get one? And they're like, no. He's like, well, let me have theirs. And you're like, it's only one per person. And he goes, there's three of us.
You know what? He sold out four shows. He can have as much to drink as he wants.
So you put another triple header in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, this is tragic, but I mean, whatever. It's not my business.
He takes the drinks. The other two are like, this is gonna fuck us all up. Like we all share like one liver, one stomach. Like we're all gonna be fucked up. So like the Late Show Saturday. They go to the stage, right? Jeff is fucking blasted,
Oh no.
super blasted. He he's like slurring his words, his head's hanging real low, barely keeping his eye,
Oh God.
kind of pulling the whole body to the side.
Oh no.
Donovan and Kyler are also like kind of fucked up too, and they're just like ripping into him. They're being as insensitive as possible. At one point, they just talk about what a mistake it was,
Oh
and how like
no.
how like how he ruptured an eardrum when he was like 15 and they were 10. And while his eardrum was ruptured, their mother like confessed to them that like grafting him was a mistake and she'd take him off in a heartbeat if she could. And he never heard it. So it gets like very
Oh my
personal, right?
God. What is the crowd's response to this?
They are eating it up.
Oh no. Really? I thought
Yeah.
they'd be horrified. I'm the only
I
one
mean,
who
they are.
thinks,
They are. They
but they
are.
love it a little.
They love it, right? As it starts getting like real tense, like people come back and they're ordering those triple headers, the whole
Oh,
place is like they're like, yeah, fuck you, Jeff. They're all just like yelling at him, and Jeff's like, fuck you. He's just,
yeah. Oh man.
barely conscious. Everybody's hammered drunk.
Jeff.
Somebody, somebody crumples up a dollar bill and throws it and hits Jeff right in the face. They go, buy another drink, you louse.
Whoa.
Jeff says, fuck you. And he picks up a shot glass and just fires it into the crowd.
Oh, Jeff.
Next thing you know, a brawl breaks out,
Oh
right?
my God.
This guy rushes the stage, he kind of like swipes at their legs. They kick him in the face. He tumbles over. He spills a bunch of drinks into this other guy's lap. That guy's pissed off. He gets up and he's tussling with the first guy, and
Oh
they
my
get thrown
God.
into this table. And it's just a rolling fracas
Yeah.
that leaves none unscathed, basically. People start you run in and out, like they're yelling. The show's over.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
The
grabbing
the
Michael.
the darling brother, you go outside, you go, Michael, come on. Michael is talking to a guy and he's like, you'll have to tell me about it later. Duty calls. He
Who's
like
the guy?
straight a guy telling Michael that he can travel through time. He's just a strange friend of Michael's who believes he's cracked time travel.
Wow.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Yeah. So Michael like turns around, right? Tightens his beret, adjusts it, cracks his knuckles.
Oh man.
But as he's coming in, the guy who was like the initial troublemaker, like gets up off the floor, sees the Darling brothers, and he just unleashes a punch right into Jeff's jaw.
Uh,
The next thing you look up and everybody has stopped moving with a sickening rip. You see Jeff's head just hanging off the back of his body.
oh no. Oh, Jeff.
Kyler and Donovan both look at each other like in amazement.
Yeah.
They both start crying. Instantly like sobering up, realizing the last things they ever said to their brother, who wanted nothing more than to be with them, was that he was just a mistake. So yeah, you call the police, right? They come, they take a bunch of people to jail, right? An ambulance comes. They finish they just rip the head off. They don't even like
Oh,
cut it off. They
oh.
just like rip it off.
There's no dignity for any of these guys.
Yeah, so they put Jeff's head in a trash bag and they're like, we don't really know what to do with this,
Oh
we don't
my
know.
God.
They're like, we don't know how to count this.
Oh, even
Is
in
this one?
death.
Yeah.
Even in death, this guy is just getting shit on. Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
the uh the coroner's there and he goes, "Do I count this as one or is this a point three?" Donovan says, "Don't count him at all. The
Jeez.
real Jeff died a long time ago."
Oh my God.
So, everybody gets out of there. You pay the
Holy
Darling
shit.
brothers, you pay them their check, right? Guys go to jail. You slam the door on the Velveeta room,
Yeah.
right? You slam
Ready
it,
to
you lock
go.
it,
Yeah.
you walk out. It's like 3:30 in the morning. You've been having to deal with all this shit, right? You got to pick up the chairs that have all been knocked over. You just got to rearrange the room. It's like this can't wait till tomorrow. Like this has to be done now. So you spend like hours there longer than you would have to. You leave you like step out onto the sidewalk. You kind of just like exhale, close your eyes, look up into the fucking night sky, and you just exhale. You're like, that was the
Tense.
hardest night I've ever had there.
Yeah. A man died. Was murdered.
Amanda, well, I mean,
Well,
but
killed.
yeah, we don't know how they're gonna count it, you know.
That's so insulting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a, it's a will become like a famously uh insulting situation, but also like it's pretty unique.
A situation.
It's a situation. So you go home, right? You think like I have to like do something different with my life. Like I can't like
This
this
can't
whole
be.
thing,
Yeah.
the rip of Jeff's head getting removed from the body, it just it sets your teeth on edge anytime you think
Yeah.
about it.
It's gonna
It's
stay with
like,
me, I bet.
oh, it haunts you. You just see his dopey drunk face getting kicked off of his body, hanging off the backside, eyes wide open, spinal cord snapped. You see it every time you close your eyes.
Oh man. What does Michael think about all this?
It's Michael's last day at the Valve.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, Pat, I just ain't got it anymore. Not after tonight.
Oh man.
You never see him again.
Really?
Yeah.
Michael. They broke
So
Michael.
yeah, it broke everybody, right?
Yeah, seems like it.
The people who were there, like the comics who were there watching the show or like opening or whatever, were just like, I will never forget this as long as I live.
Yeah.
Like this is a memory that when everything else has failed, when all the lights are shutting off, and I'm talking nothing but nonsense, I will be able to recall with crystal clear memory the events of this evening. That's how impactful it was. So you're like, look, I gotta fucking do something different. I have to do something different. You look online, you're like, I'll take anything at this point just to like get out, just to like move on. You're desperate.
Yeah. Jeez, man.
You see, you see that there is a position open at a local cemetery. It's for like a groundskeeper. It says really easy job. They say you have to make minor repairs and just be a presence on site in case anything were to happen.
Okay.
$25 an hour, lodging
Sure.
included.
What?
Yeah, there's like a bed and stuff there if you need it. So you
Okay.
go, right? You go. You you interview with the owner of the land, right? The cemetery. His name is Corbin Sultan.
All right.
He
What's his deal?
he's kind of like shabby, he's like he looks like a guy who's just like kind of at the end of his rope, he looks tired.
Man, what is happening with everyone in this
He
episode?
he looks like he's just sitting down for the first time today, you
Okay.
know. He sits down. He looks over your resume. He goes, Pat, look, this job is pretty easy. You're more required to just like be a presence here.
Okay.
He goes, we would like you to live on premises. You're free to come and go as you want, but we would like you to spend like the night here. Um,
Okay.
they're like, look, we'll pay you for it, you'll be
What do
paid
you mean?
well.
You want me to? What do you mean?
Yeah, like you're like a groundskeeper, you're a caretaker. So it's like you're on the premises, right? You're there to make repairs. If
Why would you
something
need me at
happens,
night?
they go, look, what happens if like a water main bursts? You know? What happens if like a bunch of kids try to cut the lock on the front gate? What happens if one of these motherfuckers bursts a hand up through the topsoil and crawls out
Okay.
of there?
I'll be the first line of defense then against the zombies, I guess. Okay, fuck it. Whatever.
He's like,
I'll spend the
he
night.
looks at you, he goes, I'm not joking. He goes, he goes, you think owning you think owning a cemetery is easy or that it's like calming to your nerves? He's like, I'm trying to sell this thing yesterday. He goes, you know anybody who wants to buy a cemetery? He goes, I'll sell it
I
real cheap.
I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think so.
He says, you give me everything in your wallet, Pat. You can have it right now. I swear to God.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot to take on, man. I just got out of kind of a stressful job, so I feel
You
like
pull
that
your
would just
wallet
be,
out. There's $2 in there
yeah.
and 12.96 left on a Darden family gift card.
Oh shit. All right.
What do you do?
I give it to him and I go,
Do you give him the gift card too, or you just give him the $2
I
cash?
just give him the $2.
You give him the $2 cash. He's like, oh, I thought you would have had a little more, you know? He goes, but a, he goes, a deal's a deal. He goes, you can fucking deal with this place. He hands you
All
the
right.
keys. He sends you an email with all of the pertinent information, all the logins to the computers, everything. He gets into a Mazda Miata that only has one headlight working, and he just fucking speeds off.
What becomes of him?
He drives out to Reno, and he picks up a lady of the night, and she stabs him in the heart
Oh
in a
my
cheap
God.
motel. Yeah. All he had on him was your $2,
Oh my God.
and she was not happy.
Wow.
But that's a while and a ways away.
All right.
You got a fucking
Fucking country
cemetery to
song for
run.
a life. Yeah. All right.
And you're like looking at the statements, you're looking at the P&L, and you go, man, we just gotta like jazz up the cemetery a little bit, you know?
Yeah. All right.
So you rebrand. You're having a grand opening at midnight next Saturday. You're rebranding it. It's now called Cool Guy Cemetery.
Holy shit. Cool guys cemeteries. That fucking
You have
rules.
you have a sign in neon. It says Cool Guy Cemetery, and then underneath it, it blinks No losers allowed. You line every single headstone with like neon trim.
Cool. This really is cool.
You take You take a part of the there's like a mausoleum there, and it's like pretty big, right? On the inside. There's like 20 different bodies on each wall, you know. It's just made out of marble. You start running comedy shows in there. You get a
Really?
bunch of chairs, yeah, in the mausoleum. Yeah.
What's the show called?
The show's called Laugh Yourself to Death.
Oh God. That's such a bad name. Oh my God.
The first show you have, a guy actually has a heart attack and dies right there.
Oh my God.
It's dark inside and nobody knows until like everybody gets to like get up to leave. And his wife like gets up and she's like talking to him, but he's just in the chair, his eyes closed. He had a heart, he just died right there. But you'd already made a lot of signs and booked it out in advance, so you just left the name intact. So you know you're running cool guy cemeteries, right? You have
Cool
a
guy
you have like late
cemeteries.
you have like late night dance parties in there. You're showing like movies and shit, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Miami Connection?
Your father?
That would be the first one that I would show.
Miami Connection.
Miami Connection. Your father?
Friends together will be forever. Hey,
Dragon
you
Force.
got like $200.
Everyone listening needs to stop this episode and watch Miami Connection, and these will all make a lot more sense then.
Man, Miami Connection. What a gem.
Like $200.
Oh,
Dragon Sound. That's what they were called, not Dragon
Dragon
Force.
Sound. Yeah.
Dragon Sound, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, love Miami Connection's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's such a fun movie. You show Miami Connection,
Fuck yeah.
right?
Do people like it?
They fucking love it.
Could you not, man?
They love it, right? So, you're like really jazzing up the cemetery, right? You're getting based on like all of the stuff you're doing, you're getting people that are like buying plots,
Oh, wow.
and like your cemetery's undergoing renovations. So like you're digging up old bodies and like getting rid of them, making there's a law in Texas that after somebody's been buried for 100 years, that the cemetery can legally dig them up and dispose of their body to make room for new tenants, as they
Okay.
call it. So you're going through figuring out like whose body can you dig up, right? You're writing letters, you're sending emails, you're letting people know you got to maximize this land.
Yeah.
You can't
A
just you
sort
can't
of
just be
you
sitting on
list.
it. Yeah. You do
Cemetery email
social
list.
social media. You do social
Social,
media, you know?
oh my, social media for a cemetery is so fucking funny.
Yeah, you gotta like promote your shows,
Cool guys
You gotta promote
cemeteries on
you gotta promote the
Instagram.
you got a fucking food truck out there, there's a kebab cart.
Too.
Yeah, there's a
Oh my
kebab cart
God. There-
parked right out there. And they're do
Nothing
they
is sacred.
it's their favorite night of the week. They cannot I mean they sell out within like 2 hours.
Wow.
So yeah, you go through this whole process, right? You're like moving a lot of plots, You're like really doing it. You're a small business owner running this cemetery, right?
Yeah.
You're doing your shows. You're showing your movies. You put a roller rink around the outside, and people can come roller skate around the cemetery if they want. You have a great Halloween party every year. You'll let people like rent out the lawn for their birthdays if they want to have birthday in the cemetery. Authors do readings.
Oh, that's cool.
There's Shakespeare in the cemetery.
Wow.
There's a there's a group of actors that recreate every single like film scene that takes place in the cemetery, you know?
That's a live show or something, or
Yeah, it's a live show. How it works is they'll be like, okay, here's here's The Sopranos season 6, episode 6. I don't know the timestamp, but that's what they do. They give the
yeah,
timestamp, and then there's like a
the
big
timestamp.
yeah, they show you like when it happens in the series. And then they show the scene on like a giant projector, and then they recreate it with graves right in front of you.
Wow,
It's a pretty popular show as far as your normal programming goes. So Cool Guy Cemeteries is a big fucking hit, right? At this point, like you're going to be able to clear out about 100 different plots, and you've got a wait list that's twice that deep. You start raising the price a little bit, you know, you're seeing money rolling in,
cool.
and business is pretty fucking good. So you're hanging out there one night, right? You you just got done hosting an adult roller skating party, skating
Okay,
around the cemetery, you know? You're there's like a roller rink around the outside, and you're like there's like a big
a
you
roller
build like a
rink.
giant DJ booth, and you're like the skate DJ. You got these big set of cans on, you're like listening, you got your hand on one ear,
I'm doing
bobbing
the
back and
thing with
forth.
the one ear. Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh man, the cemetery. Cool Guys Cemeteries is living up to its name. I gotta be honest with you.
Holiday,
Yeah.
celebrate. You're just playing that song. It's blasting out over the speakers. You got the neon lights on all the headstones. You got them all to where you rigged up to where you can change the color of them. You have them changing with the beat of the music.
Man, I put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, you do. So you're like again killing it. You're there at the end of one of your shows, one of your events, and a man walks in. He's wearing a nondescript black suit, black shoes, black tie. His hair is thinning, short, combed with a side part. He's got like a pleasant smile on his face, and he kind of walks in. He knocks on your doorway, and he goes, "Hi there, are you Mr. Dean,
Yes,
proprietor of Cool Guy Cemetery?"
that's me.
He says, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Hi, nice to meet you." He goes, "My name is Gerald Lactate, and I'm from the Lanalax Corporation." He goes, "I got to be honest with you, my bosses have been pretty impressed by what you've been doing around here."
Okay.
He says we have over 200 for-profit cemeteries located all over the United States, and we think you're just the man to bring big cemetery back into the limelight.
Okay.
They say, "Would you come on as a consultant for Lanalax Cemeteries? Would you see your vision out in other places?" He says, "Neon, right?
Yeah.
Roller rink, water slide, disco ball, whatever it is. The cemetery would be your oyster."
Wow.
He goes, "Fuck, fill it with oysters if that's what you want to do. We'll make it happen." He says, "We'll
What?
give you a blank check." And then he pulls a blank check on VHS out of his pocket, and he goes, "Oh, whoops, sorry." He puts it back, and then he pulls out like an actual blank check.
He has a copy, a VHS copy of the like Jack Autumn that he pulls
Yeah,
up by accident.
yeah, 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 he does. He said, "Haven't seen this in years. Just found it at a Goodwill."
I'd say you should watch it. There's going to be one really surprising thing in it.
He nods his head. He goes, "So, will you do it? Will you come
Sure.
work with the Lanalax Corporation?"
Whatever. Sure.
He was great. He gives you an address of a cemetery that's located in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
All right, let's go.
He goes, "This is our worst performing spring or our worst performing cemetery." He goes, "Let's see what you can do." So you go out there, right? You go to the cemetery. It's like an old cemetery, it's old. All the headstones are, broken down, faded with time,
Oof.
covered in moss. Like nobody's going there.
I think I do the thing where I pretend like I'm a prospective client when really I'm there to like scout the scene.
What do you mean by that?
So you know how like there's people who like you gotta like they don't know who I am yet, and then I'm gonna work
Oh,
like
okay.
then I'm gonna be their boss. So I'm gonna show up and act like they're gonna treat me the way they treat a normal client, as opposed to head of cemetery or whatever title I have.
Yeah. So that's what you do. You show up in Hot Springs at the Lanalax Cemetery, newly acquired. You're walking around and you're like, okay, first thing we just gotta clear this out. You see you're looking around, you see that there's like a groundskeeper guy. He's got a weed eater, he's weed eating around a fountain of an angel taking a big fat piss into a pool below. He's like he's weed eating around. You're looking around, you're like, everything this is all in disrepair. Everything needs to go. We gotta add some spice to this place. You're looking around, you're like, we'll clear out these headstones, we'll dig everything up, we'll level out this part, we'll put in a fucking a baseball diamond here, and you're like looking around, you go, we got a half pipe that we'll put on this end of things. And you're like looking on your phone, you're already looking at like food trucks, like who to contact in town. The guy from Lanolax, he kind of slides up next to you and he goes, "So, what do you think?" What do you tell him?
I guess I just go through a list of all the
Yeah.
things that are fucked up and that we have to fix immediately.
He goes, "Okay, sounds like you got a lot of work ahead of you
Yep.
and you got a great starting point." He goes, "The first thing you should probably do is clear everything out, fix the ground.
Yeah.
That is your canvas." He says, "Again, if you need anything, just give me a call." And he leaves, right?
See ya.
So you rent like a bulldozer, right? First thing you're gonna do is clear the ground. You start again, you build out a list. You have a hard time finding like people who have been buried there, like any record of it,
Oh
just because
man.
it's there's just weren't good records taken at the time when a lot of these things were entered, when a lot of these bodies were buried
Yeah.
here. So you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna build a new cemetery. So that's what you do. You get in like a bobcat, you start digging shit up, you start throwing bodies in dumpsters. You're right, you're tossing bones into a bag, throwing it in the back of a like an 18 wheel. You're just like going through disposing all this shit, laying the ground, leveling it out, molding it in an image that you think would be the best goddamn cemetery in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
The very best.
So you do it, man. Half pipe, baseball diamond, you know.
Baseball time.
Yeah. There's like a driving range
Okay.
that
That's
you
kind of
like
cool.
you walk up to the second level and then you hit out over the net, like into a net. It's a whole thing. It's like a complex. There's a small kitchen, could be staffed by like three people, bar food, full bar, all this whole thing. Parking lot, You convince Lanalax to buy the place, the lot next door, make it all parking. You put up a big sign and you think about what am I going to call this one? You call it being cool in the natural state. And then in parentheses it says of death after it.
What the fuck? That's the craziest name for a cemetery.
It says that and it says so it says being in the natural state of death. And then underneath it, it says, and family fun center. So, like you spend a lot of time and a lot of money building this cemetery. The opening day is going to come, right?
Yeah.
You put out a press release. The Hot Springs Gazette picks it up. Local television talks about the renovation of this old funeral home and how the grand opening and ribbon cutting is going to happen at 10 a.m. on this Sunday. So you're inside the building putting on your fucking finest suit. The guys from Lanalax are there, right? They go, Pat, place looks great. We really believe in your vision. You stand there, you look at yourself in your suit, and you think, I fucking did it. Yeah, sure, it's a little out of the ordinary, but I found my thing. I
Yeah.
found what I'm good at, and I'm damn good at it.
Wow.
Wow, 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 wow. Down, 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 down. You hear that right as the clock rolls over to 10 o'clock? One of the Lanalax guys goes, Pat, it's time. Down, 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 down. You look at him and you go, let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking go. Yeah.
He opens up the door to the office and you walk out towards towards like the front gate, that red ribbon strewn across the opening. There's a guy there completely fucking bald, holding the biggest pair of scissors you've ever seen. That Arkansas sunshine bounces off of his bald head and warms your face from what feels to be like an unseasonably cold day. You walk up to the crowd. You say, hey, I'd like to welcome you all here. This is a big day for us. We took what once was a decrepit, long abandoned, neglected cemetery and we turned it into, and some lady yells, she goes, my great grandmother was buried here. Another guy goes, my mother was buried here. He says, what the fuck did you do with the bodies? And as I say that, like a big 18 wheeler, like you hear like beep, beep. It's like backing up.
Oh
It's backing
no.
up to a trailer that just says bodies and other things that can be burned
Oh my
on the side. There's like
God.
a sign on it. They like hook the trailer up, while you're giving this speech. And you're kind of like, you like walk to the other
Good.
side. Exactly. So person after person is just like, what the fuck? Like this thing had been here since the 1800s. This was a landmark. They go, and you just got rid of it?
Yeah. And
You
now we're
say it like
being
that.
cool in the natural state of death.
You say
It's
that,
crazy.
and you say, yeah, we're being cool in the natural state of death and family fun center. And you go to like snap the ribbon, and some guy comes out of the crowd. He snatches the scissors from your hands, and he just chops your head off.
Oh no, just
He
like
chops
fucking
your
Jeff.
he chops your head off, and
No.
the rip
No.
of that blade through your skin
Oh
sets
man.
your teeth on edge, and your head gets chopped off. And this funny thing happens when you lose your head. You actually retain consciousness for a little while. So like your head like flies up in the air. and you like your head flies up and you look out through a thicket of trees and you see just like a beautiful fucking pristine lake surrounded by like these giant cliffs. You see a family on like a speedboat just zipping across the water. You see an eagle soaring through the air, and you look down and you see that guy just kick your body over, and then you fucking die. Your head falls to the ground, and he like throws the spikes down, or he throws the scissors down on the ground. At the same time, your head just kind of falls and gets impaled on one of the tongs.
Oh,
Your tongue comes out.
oh my God.
The scissors fall over to the side, and a coyote comes along and chews your tongue out of your fucking mouth.
Where'd the coyote come from? Are we in Boston? No, we're in
No,
Hot
no,
Springs,
Arkansas,
Arkansas.
the natural
I-
state. He
yeah.
came. He saw that hot pink little tongue,
Ugh.
and he came out of the woods and chewed it right out of your fucking mouth.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
Being cool in the natural state of death was never given a chance.
And
I
and
think
and
what?
Family Fun Center.
And Family Fun Center. Yeah. It's a shame. What happens to it? Does it ever open? We never actually did the, I don't know if we ever actually
No, the
ripped
the
the,
locals never cut the ribbon.
yeah,
They
that's
never
not
cut it.
good.
It eventually gets ripped up, and the place gets blown away by a tornado a couple years later. But that ribbon was found intact about a mile away, clinging to an oak.
Ah, all right.